Have you dealt with being judgmental of others? Or even super judgmental of yourself? In today's video, I'll be talking about how to be non-judgmental, or just my perspective on being non-judgmental. And I hope to inspire you all to be non-judgmental in your lives. If this is a topic that you're interested in watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post a video every Monday. Let's get right into it. Welcome, 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 welcome back. That was a lot of welcomes. But thank you guys so much for coming back to this video. In this video, as you can see from the title, we are talking about being non-judgmental. In this video, I'll be giving you my perspective on being non-judgmental and a few things to think about the next time you're being judgmental of yourself or someone else. First off, I want to say, do not beat yourself up if you're a judgmental person. There's things you can do to change being super judgmental and go about life differently. Don't feel bad. We live in a very judgmental society, especially being programmed by TV, radio. We're constantly programmed. We have been taught that if we don't look a certain way or act a certain way that society thinks is being quote unquote the norm, then we are wrong. And that's not true. A lot of us feels like what we think is right and what someone else thinks is wrong, when in actuality, it's just another perspective. I feel how I feel and you feel how you feel. And it's okay. Think about it. When we judge others, we judge ourselves subconsciously. We often judge people and then downplay our own actions. From the outside looking in, it's so easy to judge, but we do not take that same accountability for ourselves. Do you sit back and judge yourself the same way for your actions, your mistakes, and the things that you do that are not in alignment? Most likely no. So we always put judgment on other people, but subconsciously there's things in us that we need to work on if you're super judgmental. Judgment for me is a little bit different than for other people. For me, growing up, I never was a super judgmental type of person. I would prefer to not be so judgmental or have people judge me. What you choose is your choice and what I choose is my choice, and I like to keep it that way. Nevertheless, I am not a perfect person. There has been times where I've judged people. I judge people for how they look, how they've dressed. I may find myself judging complete and total strangers, and then I have to realize, like, why am I doing that? Like, why am I talking bad about a person or, speaking about that person in a way and I don't even know them? I'm not saying that if you judge a person in a way that that's an exact reflection of what you feel on the inside, but there's something within you that is triggered by when you see that person, so then you have to be able to recognize it. So the first tip that I have for you on being non-judgmental is to catch yourself. Catch what triggers you and be able to analyze that so that you don't fall into that same trap every single time and being judgmental over and over and over and over and over again. A lot of things that I realize is that people, especially in the church, are extremely judgmental and very hypocritical. They like to place judgment on how someone dresses, how someone acts, how someone speaks, how loud a person is. And what you need to realize is that by you judging someone, this is a mirror for yourself. This is for you to look into yourself and say, what are the things that I need to be working on within myself and not judging other people for? I know a lot of people are swayed away from going to church and things like that because of this. Use judgment as a mirror. Look within yourself and see what are those things that are triggered by you judging someone else, how they look, how they act, the way they do things, and just look within yourself. Remember, this journey is unique to ourselves. We live in our own life. Somebody else doing whatever they're doing has nothing to do with you. So you placing judgment or passing judgment on that person is really not gonna help your higher being. It's really just holding you back from being who you truly want to be, because you're too worried about other people outside and not worried about what's going on within. The next tip that I have for you is when you have these judgmental thoughts or you speak judgment on people, think about it. Interrupt your judgmental thinking. We can be judgmental to others, but we can also be judgmental to ourselves. Don't speak bad on yourself. Sometimes we can be our own worst critics, judging ourselves, speaking negatively into our lives, not affirming with positivity. Interrupt these thoughts. We are not perfect. None of us are perfect. We are in no position to judge anyone or to even judge ourselves. If there's something within yourself that you do not like, you can change it by working on it, being consistent, being disciplined, and being able to change certain habits that we are stuck on. If you find yourself being judgmental or passing judgment on someone, ask yourself. This question will help you to interrupt that judgmental thought. What is one reason why this person is acting this way? It could be their environment, it could be their upbringing, it could just be the way that they express themselves. Some people just speak really loud. Some people are just like loud speakers, and to judge and be like, ugh, he talks so loud, like I don't even know why he talking like that. Like, what's wrong with her? She's so ghetto. What is one reason why you may feel like this person is ghetto? What's one reason why this person is acting the way that they act? Think about it. There's no need to pass judgment. Always remind yourself you are in no position to judge. None of us are perfect. We are constantly learning, constantly growing. None of us are in any position to judge. The last tip I have for you is to learn. When you judge someone, it's time for you to learn. You're being triggered. Something in you is being triggered. This is a great time to learn. When we judge, we reveal a part of ourselves that needs healing. So learn from each time that you're passing judgment on someone or yourself. I'm not super judgmental of anyone. I like for people to have their own free will to do whatever they want to do, and I want my own free will to do what I want to do. That's why on my spiritual journey, I'm working towards being free, freedom. If I'm being free, I don't need to be attached to trying to judge somebody else because they don't matter to me. It doesn't matter what they do because that's their choice, and I am left with my own choices. And I don't judge myself either. I don't judge myself for decisions and things that I've made. You know, I use it as a learning process. I use it as a stepping stone to grow. Things happen in my life that I'm not super proud about, but what I am able to do is recognize it, be able to analyze why I did certain things, and be able to move and change those habits, change those things that I'm doing. So moving forward, I don't fall into the same trap. I'm no longer having to continuously judge myself for something that I'm doing that I don't like over and over and over and over and over again. I can honestly say, growing up, I've been judged a lot. I've been judged by my skin tone, my complexion. I've been judged by the way that I speak. I've been judged by the way that I look. I've been judged by the way that I walk, the way that I talk. I've been judged by the way that I think. People are going to judge you regardless. I can't be stuck on what people think because then I start to get in my mind and it starts to affect me. So how I grew through being judged, I actually released the feeling of caring about what people thought about me. I was able to kind of step back and sit and say, okay, if you feel this way, you feel this way. I don't have to, it doesn't have to be a law, or it doesn't have to be the truth because you passed this judgment on me. I don't have to automatically take it upon myself that this is what it is. You understand? If someone places judgment on you and you don't agree with that, okay, you feel the way you feel, please just stay far away. Or you will be able to move forward in the right direction knowing how this person feels about you. I'm a person that I don't like to be judged. I don't like to have people around me that are super judgmental. One thing that I had to learn was not to be attached to how other people feel, because people may say things, people may speak things to you that they're dealing with within themselves, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that's something that you should be bothered about. That's not something that you actually have to think of, because at the end of the day, it might just be their own personal things that they're going through that they're pushing onto you. All judgment is not negative. Some may just be needed for our growth and development. Not everything that someone says, not every criticism is judgment, so you would have to be able to decipher between the two. So what I like to do, if someone tells me something about me that I may not notice at the time, it could be something for me to grow, I will analyze it, and if it just doesn't sit right with me and I don't agree, I don't have to be stuck on those words or what they said. And if it's something that I wasn't aware of and now I see because of what they're telling me and it's constructive criticism, I can make the changes that are necessary. So please do not confuse everything that someone tells you with judgment, because not everyone who speaks to you or says something to you that you don't like in that moment is a judgment. It may just be for you to grow, something that you need to hear. So that's one important thing that I want to mention in this video, is not to confuse everything as judgment. Some things you just need to hear because you're not able to see it yourself. So when someone brings that to the surface for you, you're able to kind of like analyze it and say, you know what, I do that. I do procrastinate on things, or I do, you know, put other people before myself, or whatever the situation may be. And that may be just what you need to hear in that moment in order to make the necessary changes that are needed in your life. In this video, I gave you 3 simple tips on how to deal with non-judgment. Please leave some tips in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys and how you deal with being non-judgmental. I understand everybody deals with things differently and they go about things differently. That's why I love to hear from you guys. Please comment down below. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next week, remember, change starts in your mind. Change your mind and change your whole life. If there is a topic that you're interested in hearing about, please don't hesitate to write them in the comments section down below. Thank you so much to Star Power for writing in the comment section down below and asking me to speak on this topic. Thank you guys so much for inspiring me to continue to go on, and thank you so much for watching